All right, we are live. We're recording. We're all set up. Amy and I are super, super excited. Amy, do you see it on Team Taylor?
Yep, that's just what I was checking.
Awesome. So Amy and I are super excited about this discussion. This is something that we have done, this rank up planning through our entire careers with Plexus. The whole time, every single month that I went over the course of 2 years that took me to get to Diamond, every single month I was crazy intentional, except during the time frame when I fell back in my business and was in the valley of despair and blaming everybody, and that's when I stayed stagnant, and that's when I wasn't doing this. The minute I pulled myself up by my bootstraps and said, you know what, I'm taking control of my business, I'm doing this again, that's when all the wheels started to get into motion, and that momentum ball started rolling. And what that taught me was, no matter what's happening in your business, no matter what's happening in your home life, no matter what is happening at all, you are in control of your business. And all ranks take very, very intentional planning. They're not just going to happen. The only rank that I had that just happened was silver. And then the second rank that just happened was actually diamond. And that was because we were in such crazy momentum from those 2 years of planning out my ranks over and over and over again. Diamond literally was just such a momentum phase that it just happened that month, right? But I say just happened. It was 2 years in the making, okay? So these ranks, this gold rank, this ruby rank, this emerald rank, whatever you're looking for or whatever re-rank that you're trying to get to, they're not just going to happen. And the more that you plan, the better that you plan, the more stable and ongoing your ranks are going to be. And I always like to try and plan my rank ups or my re-ranks, whatever kind of growth you want in your business, 90 days out, because we all know that what we're doing today is going to affect our business 90 days from now. And so really the month of scenario, like you wake up on the 1st of October and you think, you know what, I'm going to rank. It's probably not going to happen because you need to kind of get those balls rolling. You need to kind of, unless you're already in crazy momentum, it really takes some planning, some strategy and effort and coaching your team with intention. And it also takes a lot of team planning to assess what your team needs and to put them into a position where there are reasons for them to share, where there's reasons for them to rank up, reasons for them to grow, that they have the training and excitement. So I just wanted to start out by saying all of that because those ranks and getting yourself out of the mindset of, well, when it, in God's timing, when it happens, it's going to happen. No, y'all. God gave us 2 feet, he gave us 2 hands, and he gave us a brain, and he gave us free will. It is time to take the reins of your business and run. And I don't care. I'm going to address the elephant in the room right now. I don't care if you're trying to rank, if you're trying to re-rank, if you're trying to re-rank 7 ranks up. Like, let's do it. It is all 100% possible. We are seeing new jewels, new diamonds every single month in this business. And there is no reason that your name cannot be on top of that emerald or that diamond announcement 1 year from now or 6 months from now or whatever that looks like in your personal business. So I don't care if you've lost a ton of ranks and you're trying to rebuild your team right now for whatever reason under the sun, because we all have our own situations, right? That's okay. And we're going to do this together. All right. So we made a handy dandy, PowerPoint. You guys know I love PowerPoint. So I'm going to screen share so that we can talk about this. Hang on. Oh, maybe not. Where is it?
Yeah, you have to have it open.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why it's not showing up. Hold on. Let me try that. This is fine.
Well, while you're working on it, one thing I want to say, guys, before we get started into the slides is when we do talk about these goals and we talk about rank planning, it is numbers. It is quotas. It is goals. And oftentimes people sometimes will say, well, I don't like that. It makes me feel icky because, it's like we don't care about the people. That's not true, okay? At the very foundation of our business is caring about people, the success on their products. They are not just points. They are not just an order. Sorry, they are not just numbers on the screen. But guys, we're running a business, okay? We've got sales to make. We've got numbers to hit. We should never feel guilty over that. We should not ever feel guilty for setting those goals and hitting those numbers. But I just wanted to say that because sometimes, especially those who have personalities that are really in it for the people and helping people, when we talk numbers and goals, it's still all about helping people, right? And we're not forcing orders if it's not right for that person, all right? So let's talk, though, about rank planning, all right? So Sarah, go ahead. I think you control the slides here.
No problem. And I was just going to add to that more people go to bed at night stressed about money than anything else. And more people are concerned about putting food on their table and having that extra income in times of emergency. I mean, hurricanes, loss of job, a death in the family, all of those things, having that extra residual income is huge for many, many families that are living paycheck to paycheck outside of Plexus. So helping them with this too, when you rank, do you know that you are bringing income in to people beneath you as well? It's not just you. So that's a huge, huge aspect of that. I'm going to go ahead and start the slideshow, and Amy is going to kick us off here.
Yes, and listen, guys, as we're talking about this today, we're going to go through the ranks. We're going to talk about planning the ranks, but when it comes to actual strategy for getting your people to order, that's another Monday masterclass, okay? If I have to turn around and smack my dogs, forgive me. We have 6 in the house right now. You think we're like the Taylors all of a sudden with all these dogs. So let's first, though, talk about what ranks we have and how the point system works, because the ranks actually start at senior ambassador. That basically just means you're commission qualified. You've added a couple of ambassadors under you, and then we all know the big first rank is silver. Those are the only 2 that don't actually work on points. You really, to be silver, you just need 3 level 1s that are commission qualified, meaning they have 100 PV. So throughout this presentation, if you're brand new and we say commission qualified, that means $100 in personal volume. That's what we need to get a paycheck. Every rank beyond that is based on points. And listen, it took me months and months for the points thing to click in my head. I would message Sarah probably 300 times a day, because even though I was ranking and I had people work in the business all the way up to senior Ruby, I was clueless. Like, it still would not click, okay? So if it doesn't click for you, that's okay. You can still rank and work your business in the meantime while you're learning. But basically, we only get points from ambassadors who have 100 PV or more, okay? You get a set amount of points based on their level. Levels 1 through 3 are 5 points, and then the points go down as you get all the way down to level 7. We'll talk about that in a minute. But gold is 100 points. For you to be a gold ambassador, you have to have 100 points in your organization. That's really the only rank that we can tell you it's 20 ambassadors. Because when you're going for gold, you're not typically going to have a level 4. So all the people in your organization as you're going for gold are going to be in your first 3 levels. Those are 5 points each when they order 100 PV. 5 points divided by 100 is 20 people, okay? So that's really the only one that we can tell you it's 20. Once you get into senior gold, it's 250 points. Then ruby is 500 points. Senior ruby is 750. You'll notice it just doubles, right, each month. Emerald is 1,500 points. Sapphire is 3,000. And then diamond is 4,500 points. And guys, if you look at that average monthly income by rank, it's a big deal. So do not feel guilty that you're pushing for senior ruby or you want to be diamond, because look at all the people that you're going to be bringing up with you, right? I like to say a high tide raises all ships. You're going to rise as your people rise. So do not ever feel guilty about going for your rank and setting these goals. It's not selfish. We have friends that are realtors. They don't feel guilty about selling a house and putting a price on it, right? We have friends that sell insurance. We have friends that are work in pharmaceutical sales. None of them feel guilty, so why should we? So I don't want you guys to feel guilty when it comes to setting these point goals and these rank goals, okay? Next slide, Sarah. First thing you want to do though is set SMART goals. So it's great for me to set a goal like, oh, I want to be a diamond, but that actually means nothing. It's not specific enough. Like, what is it actually going to take to get to diamond? Okay, I need 4,500 points. Okay, well, how many orders is that? All right, then break that down by orders. Saying I want to be diamond or saying I want to be gold is not measurable, right? How do we measure that? We're going to get into that here in the next couple slides on the numbers it's going to take, so you can measure your goal process. And then guys, let's make it attainable, okay? You want it to be, I'm all for, and I know Sarah agrees, we're all for big goals. Set a big lofty goal, but you also want it to be attainable. If you just signed up today, chances are you're not going to be diamond in 2 months. That's not really an attainable goal, right? But if you come to me today and you tell me you want to be silver by January, I'm going to tell you, we're going to back that up and we're going to make that a much more attainable, faster goal, okay? So keep that in mind when you're setting your goals. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it attainable, but then also make it relevant. Right? Maybe you're a gold ambassador. You shouldn't be focused on senior ruby right now. That's not really relevant. You should be working on the next rank, which is senior gold. Or maybe for some people, your rank is, or your goal is a dollar amount. Maybe you need $1,000 in your paycheck. Then make your goal for your rank relevant to what that amount is going to be. And then, of course, make it timely. Not meaning you think you can complete it in a certain amount of time. Actually write the date down. And that's one thing I did when I was going for Emerald. I just had it in my head. It was going to happen by October and no one could tell me otherwise. And it did. I actually haven't done that since. I have not laid out SMART goals. And so that's probably why I haven't gotten to diamond and then, the whole mindset thing. But make it timely, set a deadline, and then you're going to be working towards that every day, every month to get to that end date for that goal, okay? So this is a rank worksheet, and I don't want anyone to freak out when they see this because some people love working their Plexus business, but they do not like numbers at all. But guys, we have to know the numbers if we're going to be successful, if we're going to hit our goal. So this rank worksheet, and I'm going to show you mine here in a minute, how I did mine, but it basically is just for you to see in black and white what your goal is, what your average points are, how many orders you need, and this is what we talked about, those SMART goals, right? It's measurable, it's attainable. So let's say you want to be a gold ambassador. Your goal that you would put on this sheet is 100 points. The average points you get from people on your team when you're going for gold is 5 points because you're only going to have levels 1, 2, and 3. And you need 20 orders to get to gold. 100 PV orders, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to look and see where you ended last month's points. Maybe you ended at, let's say, 15 points last month. And then you recruited 5 new people with welcome packs. So what you're going to do is you're going to assume those 5 new people are going to order again. So you're going to do last month's points of 15. You're going to do 5 newbies times the 5 points we are assuming they're going to give you this month. That's 15 plus 25 points. That's your projected points for the current month. Sorry, I got to shut this door. That's your projected points for the current month. Now, we always want to take in some attrition, and you can use this 10% number. I usually adjust mine a little bit higher, around 30%, and then I adjust my projected points. So this is just a way to put it in black and white, hang it up on your wall so you see it every day and you know, oh my goodness, I need 20 orders. All right, I got an order today. All right, I got another order. And you're just counting down a good visual. And then it shows you right there at the bottom, I need so many points to rank gold. I need this many orders, okay? So this is my rank planning. I like to do mine on Chicken Scratch. It's right here. And just, because we're all transparent, I am not holding Sapphire. So that's my goal. I want to be a diamond, but I can't be diamond until I get Sapphire again, right? So my goal is Sapphire. Sapphire is 3,000 points, okay? I ended August with 2,054 points. So I need 946 points, assuming all of those people who ordered in August order again, right? Now, because my team is not growing in my upper levels, it's growing in my lower levels, I divided how many orders I need by 3.5 points, okay? Because you get 5 points for your levels 1 through 3, you get 4 points for level 4, and then on down, right? So I divided mine by 3.5. So when you see this math, when I need 946 points, or I need 3,000 points total, divide that by 3.5 per order that I'm getting. I need 857 orders on my team to hit Sapphire. If I want to look at how many new ambassadors I need to grow, I also divided that by 3.5 points, and that means I need 270 new ambassadors on my team to grow to Sapphire. I rounded up to 300 to account for attrition. And so if I divide that over 4 months, which for me feels realistic because we're not in a huge momentum season right now, I need 75 new ambassadors on my whole team in September, 75 in October, 75 in November, and 75 in December. And then I should be set up to rank Sapphire. Now, some things to keep in mind. This doesn't account for $1.99 welcome packs, right? Because if somebody orders a $1.99 welcome pack, you get points that month. This is all based on projections for the next month. So anything above that is, to me, a bonus. I'm not going to count it. I'm just going to be happy when I get it. Or if I start growing in my levels 1 through 3, 1 through 4, that means I'll need less people. But again, I don't want to account for that. I want to account for like the lowest number that I need. So then anything above that 270 is just a bonus. So I hope that makes sense. We'll go over it again. It's a lot easier if you do it yourself and write out where you ended last month, how many points you need, and then we're going to be talking some strategy and how to actually get those orders, okay?
And I was just going to interject here too. If anybody on the team is wanting help with this, with either of us, whether you're on Amy's team or you're on my team, just let us know and we can help kind of walk you through it so that it doesn't seem so crazy. But it's just logical. What did you do last month? What do you need to get to your goal?
Okay, I'm just answering some questions here in the chat, and we will have questions at the end, guys. So this is then the plan, and this is just gives you a place to look at your team and brain dump how many you need of each category to hit your goal. So if you look at, and we'll talk about reports here in a minute, but you want to look at how many current ambassadors you have that aren't qualified. Right? So I actually, on my team, now I know a lot of them have fallen off, but I have about 3,000 people I can pull from that are unqualified when it comes to hitting my goal. Also on your report, I can write down the number. You guys can too. You see it. It's a box on your report of how many people on your team are between 0 and 99 PV. Because guys, they can give us points, okay? And then your reactivation goal. How many people do I realistically think I can get to come back and start taking their products again? They're going to affect my rank goal. Write that down, okay? How many do I think I can join new with either a $1.99 welcome pack or a $99 welcome pack and 100 PV? The reason that's written that way is because those new joins are for the month you rank, because if they have that $1.99 welcome pack or they get commission qualified over their $99 welcome pack, they give you points in the current month. That might be too much for some people, so you can just focus on how many new recruits you need. And then, you know, of course, we'll keep them ordering to get those 5 points the next month. Then, guys, write down. I don't have my notebooks on me. I wish I did. They're in my other bag because I took them with me to Hawaii. But my notebook that I use has my rank goals for every single month when I was ranking or when I was going like senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, emerald, sapphire. And then I would write down who on my team I could help. So see where it says 1 through 5, which team will this come from? These are just your level ones or maybe your adopted level ones that you can write down. Who can you help get to silver? Who can you help get to gold? Whatever their rank is, write their name down. and then put their why next to it so you know what their motivator is. Because again, helping them rank is not selfish to your rank. Helping them rank helps them meet their why, right? And so if we know their motivation, then you can lock arms with those people that you've written down and get them to their goal. And by focusing on them, by default, you're going to increase your goal, okay? So this is just then your personal plan. So it's great to have a team plan, because beyond gold, I mean, although Sarah will tell you she really just had some dabblers up until Ruby, you really cannot do this on your own, right? So that's what that previous worksheet was, looking at your whole team, who you're going to lock arms with. This is your personal plan, okay? Because you also have to work when it comes to ranking, right? So how many are you going to personally enroll? How many are you of your new level ones are you going to get to silver? Are you going to run a contest for your team? Maybe run an incentive, something that makes sense with. So because on mine, I need 75 new ambassadors every single month. I'm probably going to run some recruiting incentives when corporate isn't running them, right? You want to be smart about it. And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't have the money to put back into it. But listen, guys, it doesn't take a lot of money. And sometimes investing in your business is the best thing you can do for your business, right? Even if it's just, hey, for everyone who enrolls, they're going to get their name in a drawing for a free water bottle, right? It doesn't have to be giving back the $40 that for the membership fee at all. So think about that. And then think about, what events are you going to host? It's great to have stuff for your team. It's great for your upline to do things. But guys, if this is your rank, then it's up to you. What events are you going to do that are going to impact you towards that goal? And then again, when you hit that rank, how are you going to celebrate? Okay, that helps a lot. I know I need to go back and figure out what is my big thing, like when I get to diamond. And it doesn't mean you have to buy something. It could maybe be using your bonus check or the increase in your check to pay off debt, whatever it is. How are you going to celebrate it? How's it going to make you feel? So attach the feeling to that goal. And then when you hit that goal, write down the names of those people on your team that have risen with you. So that will help you know that this is not just about you and your paycheck. This is really about rising everyone up at the same time. So knowing your team, this, guys, is something that I can remember when I was going from like senior gold to ruby, that was the moment where it was like, oh my goodness, all of a sudden I have a team, what the heck, and my personal recruiting kind of fell off. So this is where you have to keep that balance of now managing your team, but also still working your business and recruiting. So when it comes to knowing your team, it's really important, but I don't want you to forget about your own personal business, right? So this is just something you should get into the habit of doing. And if you can do it now when you're silver or gold, the better. Don't wait until you're ruby or senior ruby, because then you're going to be completely overwhelmed. Get into the habit at the beginning, the middle, of end, and every month. Where did your team members end the previous month? I used to have, in our old house, I used to have a whiteboard, and everyone who was working the business, regardless of their level, I wrote their name down, and I would write where they ended their points, and then I would write their goal of their rank next to it. And then I would write like when they wanted to hit that goal. So I just knew where they were ending and how I could support them, okay? You also want to be looking at, on your whole team, potential re-ranks, potential silvers. If you look in your report and you see someone who's a level 3 who's added 2 people, don't assume that their upline has been reaching out to them. I mean, if you know they have, that's great, but this is your business. Do not ever be afraid to reach out to people, okay? No one owns anybody. This is your organization. So reach out. That's a potential silver that you could get on your team. Now, the other thing that we can fall into the trap, and I've done this more times than I would like, you wait until the end of the month when you're trying to get those points to message your people, right? And then it comes across as yucky, and then that's maybe why we do feel like, oh, I don't want to push for a rank. I don't even want to set a rank goal because I don't like it. Well, listen, that's because now we're going to start messaging early in the month, all month long. You're going to message your people and see how they're doing when your points don't actually matter, when it's not crunch time, okay? Do they need help with their products? Do they want to rank? Do they need troubleshooting? Why did someone on your team have this new ambassador that ordered for 90 days and then quit all of a sudden? These are things you can find in your reports. Then you have a to-do list of things you can dig into, and then check back in mid-month. And if you repeat this cycle every single month, then your ranks are just going to not naturally happen, but your ranks are going to be set up to where you're not scrambling every month, and your team, you know, is used to hearing from you. So it's not going to be one of those like, oh my goodness, she only messages me at the end of the month. So know your team, get in there, know where they stand, know who wants to do this. I can't tell you how many people I have in the past 2 months when I've been looking at my reports. They're just kind of, they're level 4, they're level 4s, level 5s. They're just kind of floundering. They want the business, but their uplines have checked out for whatever reason. So I am going to make it a point to know my team, to reach out to these people every month, see if they still have the same goals, see if they're doing this with me and how I can support them, because that's only going to get me to Sapphire quicker if I'm helping everyone on the team who wants it.
Well, and at the end of the day, too, so messaging them earlier in the month, every single one of these people, whether they joined at your level 1 or they joined at your level 10, came here because they want results, right? They purchased products. We're not a pyramid scheme. They actually received products for a purpose, and they want to have success and results. If they have stopped, it's usually one of 2 reasons. 1, they're not getting the results they wanted, or 2, it's a financial issue, right? So we, as CEOs of our own business and as caring human beings, we need to check in and make sure that they're getting the results and that they didn't just waste their money. Okay, so this messaging early in the month, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as, oh, that's crazy selfish. You just want rank and you're just being strategic. No, y'all, this is our freaking job. That's it. This is our job to make sure others are successful and having the best possible Plexus experience. So these messages aren't about points. These messages are about retention and about getting people success. So I mentioned earlier the 90-day plan, that every single one of these, every single thing that you do is going to affect your business 90 days from now. And I can speak to this myself. If I check out and I have a really awful month and I'm not, doing all the things that I'm supposed to do, and of course I've had those months, right? We all have. We're all human. We all have lives and things that happen in our life. But you're going to see the results of that 90 days from now. You're not going to see it tomorrow, more than likely, right? So what you got to do, if you're thinking, okay, so this is September, we're about to start October, and we've got 90 days till the end of the year, basically. So where do I want to be to start the new year? And let's be realistic, at this point in time, we got holidays coming up too. So we've got a little bit of an uphill climb right now, but I'm just talking in general. If you're watching this in April, whatever, it is 90 days out. You really got to start being intentional in your business. You want to start talking to your leaders and say, hey, look, build some belief with them. Talk to them about, what rank. Amy, okay, I see you are, not holding Sapphire. Let's put a plan together for 90 days. Are you with me? Rally, gain their buy-in. Say, let's get you 90 days to Sapphire, right? Like, that's a doable plan. 90 days to get to your next re-rank, okay? Say she was diamond and was not holding 2 ranks beneath that. We would start with the next rank that she needs to hit and kind of work it from there. But talk to her, get her on the phone, get her on Zoom, talk about your plan and pour some belief into them and lock arms. People, rally partners, people want to do something that's bigger than them. They want to be a part. It's fun. When you're working together with your friends, that brings the fun factor to this business, and cheering each other on to win is freaking fun. Like, I love getting on calls and coaching calls and brainstorming, this business and brainstorming how you're going to have fun over the next 90 days and do this, and let's hit our goals all together. Being part of something bigger than you is a huge, huge deal. But then you've got to get into action. You've got to start the momentum ball rolling. And you guys, it always starts with you. If you look back at your reports And trust me, I'm guilty of this too. If you look back at your reports and think, man, why am I not ranking? What's happening? When was the last time you personally sponsored somebody? When was the last time that you messaged somebody and said, hey girl, let's talk about Plexus? When was the last time that you were intentionally seed planning for 5 days a week and doing your IPA every single day? It has to start with you, because whatever you are modeling is what your team is going to fall into, right? So you got to fill out that work rank plan and make it. It has to be written on paper. There is something about writing it down that holds you accountable and makes it, okay, real. I've got these goals and I'm going to hit it. Start saving some money for that rank up month for some contests. If you're not somebody that holds contests readily, if you know that you need to have like some slush money in it, $100 or whatever it is for something you want to give away during that rank month to make it fun, contests bring a fun factor. It rallies the group together. Start saving for that. Start saving your weekly checks along the way and use those weekly checks to reinvest in your business. I never once have regretted investing in my business. It has come back to me tenfold. I mean, huge. And then plan out. Amy and I have been talking a lot about planning your business. Do that. Plan out your events and your challenges for the next 3 months over the course of those 90 days. If you know what's coming, you feel confident. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have a 7-day trial in, October, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Do not wait for your larger team to start doing things. Do it for yourself too. You're fully capable of doing it. And chances are we can give you a template for whatever you want to do, or we can give you some ideas, So lean on the team, but host your own events, because that makes it personal and it steps you into a leadership position. Okay. If you're sitting there going, but I'm silver, I'm not a leader. Yes, you are, sister. You are a leader, and just taking control and acting like a gold, acting like a ruby, acting like an emerald, acting like a diamond before you hit that rank is going to bring you to that rank. And I put on here not to let fear silence you, and you got to put it out there. You've got to talk to people about it. They need to know. If they are your friends that are on your team, they're going to want to help you and you're going to help them. It's a reciprocal thing. You guys are helping each other with this rank. Okay, so we're going to talk about, leading up to the months, through the months of, getting to the rank plan or getting to that actual rank month. You're going to want to sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to, before you get started on that, I just wanted to interject. There's a couple of comments and a couple of questions. Guys, I get it. When you're not in a place in your business, you don't necessarily want to look in your back office because it's depressing, right? Your points are dropping. It's not where you want. That's part of the fear Sarah's talking about. You cannot be afraid of that. And I have found that when I just say, forget it, I'm just going to do it, and I get in there and I look at those reports, it's actually very uplifting when I find something that I can impact. What can I personally impact? Don't focus on all the white lines. Don't focus, right? Focus on where you can make change, and just getting in there and digging into it helps a bunch.
Yeah, ignoring the problem is not going to make it go away. It's actually going to make it a much bigger problem, because not logging into your back office and not talking to those people shows that you only cared about points and rank to begin with, that you don't care about them. And each of those names in your back office is a human being that wants results, and isn't, if they're a white line, we use the term white line, which means that they're not ordering. If they're in that place, that means they didn't get the results that they wanted, and maybe you can impact that. So approaching it from the perspective of, who can I help? How can I make their day better? How can I bring impact through these amazing life-changing products? And if you're stuck in a headspace where you're not sure what to do with that, go to our testimony page. You guys, it is incredible what these products are capable of doing. So definitely do not ignore that problem. So you want to set those recruiting goals, of course, and you want to overshoot for your points. Like that worksheet that you're figuring out, overshoot your points by at least 20%. Like Amy said, sometimes even 30%, but that is really big thing. Leading up to, so Amy mentioned 75, 75, 75 for her goal for 3 months to get back to Sapphire, right? But if she doesn't retain any of those 75s, that's a problem. She's going to have to she needs to net 75 people a month, 75 orders a month that need to continue to order. So retention becomes your best friend. And guess how you impact retention? Logging into your back office and understanding what's going on, looking at who's turning off their orders, looking at who's ordering, what they're ordering, talking to them through Messenger and on the phone, and providing customer care to them. And then making sure that you're actually bringing in new people as well to recruit. You can't be afraid of the subscriptions. If you see somebody, turn it off for all the reasons I just stated. It's your job to reach out. Do not be afraid. It could be anything, and it could even be a system glitch, or they meant to, I've had this happen so many times, they meant to reschedule their subscription and they accidentally deleted it instead and didn't save the new one, okay? And you're gonna impact, without reaching out to them, you're gonna impact them by showing them that you didn't care, right? So if me, Sarah Taylor, turns off her subscription 2 months into taking these products, and my sponsor never even noticed, how's that gonna make me feel? I'm never trying Plexus again, because that just like, oh my gosh, she didn't even care. She didn't even notice that I'm no longer taking these products. That's a big deal. So provide that customer care. Those subscriptions are a huge key to your business. And then you definitely want to start working on silver development. So anybody that you're talking to that is coming into this business, talk to them about their referral link and how just sharing with that link with 3 friends, what that's going to do to them. And then thinking about doing enrollment contests or flash enrollment specials. That goes back to incentivizing and reinvesting in your team. Even if you don't have a team page, which I know many of you don't need to have a team page to do those, right? You've got the power of email, you got message threads, you've got everything. Rally your team together and do it all as a whole. If you have a team and you don't have a message thread, it's a really good idea to have a little message thread with those people to build that camaraderie and build that impact with each other and that community on a smaller scale. So during your rank up month, so we have laid it out, 3, 7, your first 3 days, your first week, your second week, your third week, I can't talk right now, your fourth week, all of those things we've kind of laid out here so you kind of know what to do. You guys can screenshot this, rewatch it, what have you. But here in your first 3 days, you're going to want to reach out to your rally partners, coach them, make sure they have their plans, make sure that they're aware of what they're doing that month, what their goals are for new enrollments, what their goals are to impact. And I usually drop these down to either a daily or weekly basis, depending on the person and the size of their goal. So with Amy, I'm probably going to talk to her about a daily impact goal on new enrollments, a daily impact goal on helping those under 100 PV, and a daily impact goal on helping those with no PV. Because if she can sit down and do her IPAs for every single day that she's got IPAs going on in her business, and she knows, okay, I need to impact 3 people today, 3 orders, I need to reach out. So that means I probably got to reach out to like 10 people right now, you know, whatever that looks like. And if it's a smaller goal for like say a gold, you're going to probably break it down into a weekly goal. You want to recruit this many people per week. You want to impact this many white lines per week that are under 100 PV, that kind of thing. You're going to contact all of the people that are less than 100 PV, that's 1 through 99, with a subscription set between the 1st and the 15th of the month in the first 3 days. Okay, so why is this key? I want you guys to think about that. If you're looking through your back office and you see somebody that has a subscription set for, say, 98 PV, and it's set to process on the 10th, if you reach out to them after that subscription processes, what do you think the chances are of them placing another order and paying shipping again that month are? 0, right? But if you reach out to them before that subscription processes, talk to them about their results, talk to them about how everything's going, troubleshoot, do whatever you need to do, and talk to them, maybe offer them a couple new products, maybe you even offer them to try block at a discount or something along those lines. Do not be afraid of those conversations. Anything along those lines, it's going to help them then get commission qualified, and you can talk to them about just simply going in and editing their subscription to add a new product or even a sample of a product, right? So you're going to contact all those people that have a subscription set between the 1st and 15th, and that's why. Then you're going to contact the 0 PV ambassadors. Your goal is to reach out to half of them by the halfway point. There's If you have a large team, that's a lot of people. If you don't, then that's a super easy goal to hit, right? You want to talk to them and talk to them, we're not just here for each of these things to impact just this rank up month. That's not why we're doing this at all. We are here to impact them months out and get them restarted on their Plexus journey, restarted on their products. So the conversations aren't just, I guess, not really from like a place of scarcity or anything like that. Like, just please, please order for me. I'm going for this rank. That's not what that conversation looks like. This is a conversation that's all about them and their experience and their orders and their results and how you can impact those, and can we get you started back again. There's a lot of new products, and we'll talk more in the coming days, not necessarily on this call, about the strategies and verbiage and those types of things. But you guys, this is about them, not you, and we don't want this to be a one-hit wonder. We want this to impact them so that they are ordering and coming back for months and months and months and becoming somebody that is a habitual user on your team again and getting results. Then, of course, those first 3 days of the month, you got to have your list of potentials. So if you're going to be recruiting this month, you need to know who you are trying to bring in and make that list. Whatever that looks like for you. I love to use the leads you didn't know you had list in our virtual office. So log into your virtual office, grab that, Frank's list, whatever that looks like. Y'all can Google that. Super easy. But those are the people that you want to be reaching out to. And then set a team goal and talk to your team about your goal for recruitment. 199 packs in this case are king. Number one, they provide the best value, the best bang for your buck. They're getting the most products at the cheapest price, and they're getting commission qualified straight away, and it qualifies them for Fast Start Silver. So you have to have that 199 pack or that 99 pack plus 100 PV to qualify for Fast Start Silver, Fast Start 14, Fast Start 30. So something to think about as you're going through your month. The second week of the month, you're going to check on your enrollments. How many enrollments do you have so far that month? Where are you at with your goals? You want to start ramping up your personal IPA, making that your biggest focus, because that is what you can control, right? Even your rally partners, you can't necessarily control what they're doing on a daily basis, but you can control what you're doing. And then asking for new shares on your team. So say I have a couple level ones that are wholesale ambassadors. I'm going to have a conversation with them and be like, hey, will you give me a shout out post? And I'll sometimes even say, like, I'm going for a really big goal and I would love for you to be a part of it. And many, many, many times, because these people are my friends, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to try this. I want to be part of something like this, right? And you don't make them feel icky about it or anything like that. Being transparent for me has worked really, really well in the past, but I don't just make it about me. I make it about them too, talking to them about what that will do for them, and just make them feel the warm and fuzzies about what this community is all about, and the fact that if they share, they can actually get their products paid for too. So I give them some examples, some words to say, maybe just the shout out, or maybe they make their own first post. But they're not going to do it if you don't talk to them about it. So that's really huge. So that's the same thing, PMing, messaging your business builders that are casual and telling them about the goal and telling them what the team is going to do. They will lean back in. They love that. Those people that are just hobbyists, they're like, yes, I'm going to jump on board with this. Let's have fun together. Let's do it. Everybody loves fun. Everybody loves community, and everybody loves winning. And that electricity that it creates so much momentum. Continue reaching out to those zero PV, and this is when you start with the 100 PV, those under 100 PV in subscriptions that are set to run the 16th through the 31st. That's when you start contacting it. Lots of shout outs on the team. Focus on the efforts of everybody and not the results, because you guys, the results are not going to show up by this second week of the month. This is not the time where you're going to start seeing like massive point increases or anything like that. It doesn't happen towards the end of the month. All the seeds you're planting now are going to bloom at the end of the month, right? The third week, you're making sure all your 100 PV folks, under 100 PV folks, have been contacted before their auto ships go out. You're going to rally with your rally partners, check in with them, see how their goals are going, see how you can help them. And if you have already signed people so far that month in that third week, that's when you're really going to start focusing on duplication with them. Help them go fast start silver. Help them sign up people with 199 welcome packs, and help them use their referral codes. If there's any sort of incentives going on that month, they can take part in that as well. And that's just all conversations that you need to have with your new signups. So this is it. This is go time. It's the last 7 days of the month, and this is where all the seeds start to bloom. This is where you see the momentum happening. And you guys, I will say, even in the first couple days of this last week of the month, on every single rank up month, you can be like, oh my gosh, it's not happening. It's crazy. The mountains that are moved when you have rallied all your people and you have planted all these seeds and everybody is working together, the magic that happens on the last 2 days of the month is insane. So you cannot lean out at this point, right? You've got to lean in and you've got to just work it. You know you're doing big things. You know you're helping your girlfriends and your guy friends out to impact their financials as well and to impact their results. You guys are doing really good things. So it's time to lean in big time. Follow up is king. I mean, I cannot say all the little lists that you've made and all the things that you've done, that's when you start to follow up. And that's when you really figure out, okay, where am I at? How can I wisely incentivize if I need to, if I'm not sure I'm going to hit this goal? How can I wisely and smartly incentivize to where it's going to pay me back tenfold in my business down the road? Not just flash in the pan incentives, not paying for whole welcome packs or anything crazy like that. Like, incentivize smartly and wisely within your business. And then here, I'm just going to close with this. This is the last slide. Want to talk about systems for your team going forward. So obviously, you're looking at that. We talked about planning for this in the beginning, planning your rank and that kind of thing. Start thinking about some systems over the course of time that can become habits within your team, whether that's hosting one event a month or 1 7-day trial a month, or doing Monday trainings or Tuesday trainings, or leaning into the Team Taylor Monday trainings, or Amy's trainings on her team page, whatever that looks like for you guys. Starting that habit of helping your team know where to show up and having a habit. So you'll notice on Team Taylor, every single Monday I do a training, every Wednesday I do a training. And that is just pretty much like clockwork unless I'm out of town. So what can you do for your team on a smaller scale to put them in a position where they have things and opportunities to use, whether you're leaning on our big team page or whether you're doing it themselves? Work out a calendar for your team and a schedule and a system that's going to bring them success and habit over the course of time, knowing how to do send, share, invite, knowing how to use your events, knowing where to gain information and that sort of thing. And then the biggest thing is you'll have to live in your virtual office. You have to. If you're not doing that, you are missing that's your windows into your business. That's your 50,000 foot view. If you think a CEO of a major corporation is not looking at what's going on in his business and he's just walking into the office every day and saying hi to everybody, no, he is in the trenches figuring out what's going on with finance, what's going on with his HR, what's going on with his people, that kind of thing. So definitely you guys own your own business and you own your own destiny in this. I didn't know if you wanted to add anything, Amy.
Yeah, I do. So a couple things. And Sarah, can you just check the chat on the Zoom and on the live there's a couple of questions coming in. Mm-hmm. One of them is, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Like I have so many that are under 100 PV, or I have so many things. And one thing I'm going to do that I think might be helpful, because I think all of us are probably in a place where we haven't done this for so long, so it can seem overwhelming. We don't have to reach out to all of those people in one day. So I say just get your list and make it a goal to every day you're going to reach out to 3 or 5 people and you're going to connect, right? Or if you want to, you could reach out to 20 people one day. Sarah and I are going to share probably on the business page some scripts. We may not want it. I don't know. We'll see where we're going to share it. We got some really good scripts, text messages, email, all kinds of different verbiage Not that you guys should copy and paste it, but it gives you a place to start to make it your own that you can send to people to start those conversations, especially if it has been months and months and months and months and months since you've actually checked in with some of these people. I kind of feel like in my business, I'm starting from scratch. So I'm going to have touch points to everyone. Then I can get into those habits every month of just doing a couple people. But don't get overwhelmed thinking you need to do, every single report all in one day, reach out to every single person all in one day, because that can definitely get overwhelming.
And I saw there was a question in the chat too about, what tips do you have for somebody that is kind of in a funk mentally, and thinking that every single person that you're going to talk to is going to say no? You've got to get yourself in a place of abundance where you're like, I am reaching out. The purpose of my reach out is not to make a sale. The purpose of my reach out is to make an impact on another human being. And when you kind of get yourself into that, go read a whole bunch of testimonies, think about it like that, and stop reaching out to the same people over and over and over again. A lot of times when I find that I'm in a massive funk in my business, it's because I am peppering the same person every single time with, hey, you ready to join yet? Hey, ready to join yet? And they're like, no, I'm never going to join. Like, that's not the person. Go find new people. Build a new network, go into groups, start doing new things, and make it fun again. And if you're doing it too with specific people on your team and you're locking arms with them, whether it's an upline, even like say you don't have anyone on your team, if you're locking arms with your upline, it becomes fun. Okay. And it's choosing your joy and kind of making this joyful thing again is huge. Just remember why you started, and maybe even go live sharing your testimony again on Facebook, because just me saying where I was before Plexus and where I am now is like, oh my gosh, it's so impactful. And you just remember all of the amazing things that these products are capable of, right?
Yeah.
The other thing was tips. What tips do we have for a busy person who feels like they don't have the time to put into this, but they do want to rank up gold? So I would say gold pace. We talked about this on the Monday call, which I still need to post the recording of, but it doesn't actually take that much time. It's more about scheduling and priorities. And so if you can time block an hour every other day, or not even that, 30 minutes every other day, just to make posts, to reach out to people, to check in, whatever, you only have to post 3 times a week to be successful in this business about Plexus, right? And so that's it. From a posting perspective, that's it. But then from a time perspective, you need to maximize your time with that you're actually talking to people, because that's what's going to bring in the actual results, is the actual conversations with actual human beings.
Yeah. And I like to be honest with people. If they tell me they want to get gold, but then they also tell me they're not going to spend more than an hour a week, well, that's fine, but you're not going to hit gold anytime soon, right? So just be realistic, especially or sometimes even ask them, what do you think it's going to take? Because sometimes they see me work in my Plexus business and they think I'm sitting here for 6 hours a day. And they're like, I'm not going to do that to get to gold. So just have those conversations. Like, how much time do you really think it is? And then how much time do you actually have to invest in it if you do want to hit gold?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because their perception of the amount of work is probably way off, in my experience anyway. So, Amy, I can't see any of the comments on the Facebook right now because of the way that it does it.
Yeah, and I don't think there are any. They're just chatting about, one was just about I feel overwhelmed getting in there. But guys, definitely I've seen a couple of people that say they avoid their back office. I've avoided my back office. Doesn't do us any good. That's why we keep sliding backwards, because we're avoiding our back office. We're not seeing those trends, and it disconnects us from our people when you don't see those names. So get in your back office, look at it, don't be afraid of it. And one thing before we get off, I do want to say, Sarah and I are going to be locking arms with people. We're going to be doing, I don't know what we're going to call it. Oh my gosh, these dogs. Calling it rank makers, but really people, guys, probably you that are watching.
I can talk.
Take over, please.
So we're gonna create a rank up like a group of people, rank makers, whatever we want to call it. We haven't figured it out, but October through the end of the year, and we're going to really lock arms with those of you guys that want to advance in this business, that want to grow in points, whether it's a rank, it's a re-rank, like I don't care if it's silver, all the way up to diamond, doesn't matter. If you are willing and able and wanting, desiring growth in this business and ready and in the right mindset to put the work in, we want to lock arms with you and help you move forward in this business and help you realize your goals and bring in some extra income for your family while helping amazing people with these products. So that's really huge. I think it's going to be a really fun thing to kind of close out the end of the year with, but just keep in mind, you guys, we're coming up on the holidays. So I want everybody to have proper expectations on this, but if you check out through the holidays, your first of the year is going to be really difficult. So we have to have a really good balance, and that's why we wanted to do it right now, is kind of have fun with you guys, lock arms, and bring back the fun factor in this business. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Happy Wednesday.
Bye, guys.